Welcome
to What If
number
14. I was doing, you know what I was doing.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah. So before we dive into the What If segment, I wanted to tell you guys a story.
Well, you wanted to tell me a story.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. I'm telling you a story, but I say you guys
right.
to the audience. Did you just cut me?
I'm a part of the
I
audience.
can't hear me.
No, I turned you down a little bit.
It's because you knew what I was going to tell.
Yeah. Can you hear
And it's
yourself
about
more now?
him.
Yeah. Oh, it is.
Yeah, I hear myself again.
We're about to get some
So
Alex
I'll put
lore.
you up.
It's some interference.
Sorry.
Some freaking big brother stuff going on. Some big brother.
Some freaking big brother stuff going on.
So recently I had the honor of celebrating at Alex and Olivia's engagement.
Woo!
Is that where this story's going?
Well, it's where it's coming from.
We ain't gone anywhere yet.
Yeah, we're not
boy.
going anywhere. We're just going to take a ride to the past. About 10 years.
Whoa.
And it was a great party. You know, I don't have any formal complaints there.
Was the party was the one you went to recently, not
Yeah, it was like the week before you moved here or something like that.
Oh, cool.
And yeah, it was a great party, and we played a game at this party, and it was kind of like an all-night thing. You show up, you get a piece of paper, and it was a quiz, a questionnaire
Okay.
to see who knew the most about the betrothed.
Oh, okay.
Now, admittedly, I probably knew the least because I have not been around I mean, it was deep cuts, dude.
Yeah, I got a lot of long-time hardcore friends go
Like
back.
20-year hog
before,
riders.
I've got a lot of friends there that we've been friends longer than me and Olivia. Olivia have been together.
Right.
We've been together 10 years.
Dude, it was deep cut questions like where was their first field trip together?
Okay, I was going to ask, were they all questions about them as a couple?
Yes.
Okay.
And I didn't go to school with them.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I didn't know, like, I got like 2 right. Like, it was out of like 14 or something.
Oh my God.
And one of the questions shocked me. And I promised that night at the party that I was going to bring it up on the podcast. This is my first opportunity to do so.
And the party was such a good time, I don't remember this conversation.
I wonder why. It really was a good time. But so the question was, how long was the timer that Alex set for their senior prom?
Timer?
And I'm not going to lie, when I heard the answer, I was a little shocked.
I'm confused.
Do you want to tell that story? You don't have to go into detail.
The senior prom, I mean, when you're a senior, you're like kind of getting...
You pay a lot of money to go to prom.
But yeah, but you're kind of getting into the party scene, right?
No, I didn't.
All right. I'm sorry.
Yeah, me either.
I don't condone it.
We're dorks. Like, we're dorks.
Yeah.
You are like a normal kid.
I don't know. So the prom's chaperoned dry, and I don't care for any of the music they're playing, and all my friends were hanging out afterward anyway. So the after party's where it's at.
Well, I mean, could you really call it an after party when you learn how long the timer was? So
What's the timer?
So I told her, I said, I'll take you to prom, but I don't care to be there that long. She's like, we won't be there that long. I said, okay, well, I'm going to set a timer, and when the timer's up, I'm leaving.
Well, hold on.
My
Hold on.
God.
Hold on. I want to take a moment. So now you know the condition. You know the condition that there was a timer for how long they could be there. How long do you think?
First of all, okay, hang on.
Is this not gold?
This is unbelievable. I'm losing my mind right now. I can't believe this. Let me just say, Alex, I love you. You are.
He's one of a kind.
You are so lucky that she is still with you. Yeah. You are so lucky that she is still. That is fucking insane. That's insane. That's unbelievable. And so my next.
I'm a lucky guy.
You are a lucky guy.
Knowing how. All right, so I'm trying to put myself in these shoes.
It's a lot.
It's a lot to digest. You got to give me a minute. You're just dropping this on me. I almost said a normal person, but a normal person wouldn't do this at all. So a normal-esque amount of time, I would think like a reasonable amount of time would be like 2 hours. I'm gonna just hang on. I'm gonna cut that in half and say like a person who's willing to put a timer on their prom would probably be like, we're out of here in an hour. Alex, on the other hand, 20 minutes.
It was 20 minutes.
It was. I knew it. I felt that shit to my core. I was like, this dude, this absolute psychopath is going to say, I'm out in 20 minutes. Dude, you're insane. That's not normal. You told your prom date, who you had been with for years, probably 6 years at that point.
Yeah.
I'm not staying more than 20. I'm putting a timer on my phone and I will not stay.
I want, for the record, I did stay longer than 20 minutes.
Oh, well, that's good. I didn't hear that part. What was it, another 20?
5-7 minutes.
Damn.
Dude, okay, I have to know. Was like Olivia cool with that? Or was she a little pissed?
I'm pretty sure she was cool with it because the rest of the night went very well.
Okay,
Yeah, you
all
guys
right.
went to the real
I mean,
party.
we went to parties. Like,
Yeah.
we went to like three after parties, ended up at her house, all our friends. Like, we hung out with our friends.
Yeah.
Yeah, and have more
and
fun.
had the prom experience.
Yeah.
But what you guys don't know wasn't on the questionnaire was our junior prom experience.
Oh, no. Would you care to elaborate, or do you feel exposed
We spent
enough?
less time because we didn't go. We got
Well, okay.
we got dressed up like we were going to prom, took pictures like we were going to prom, went out to eat.
Really?
Yeah,
That was it?
that was it. Went out to eat, went home.
Okay.
Had a good
That's
time.
a lot more like chill.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were just
Okay.
both like, it's not about juniors. It's the same prom.
Yeah.
Right.
And it's like, it's not about us. Like, I don't want to pay this money because you got to buy a ticket.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't want to pay the ticket to go. I didn't want to pay the ticket to go to prom. But I didn't pay. You had to pay for your parking. I didn't pay for parking. I parked at my friend's house and walked a block. You know, like, it was more of a authority thing for me, I think, at that point.
Right.
Mm.
An authority
Yeah,
thing, right.
the leaders of the prom.
Right.
We're just
He's like,
the
you know
man-
what? This is all about the seniors, and I'm going to be way cooler than that. I'm going to rise above the occasion.
Well, it's like the man wants you to go to prom.
Right.
Oh,
Yeah.
my God.
And
That's an amazing story, dude.
Dude,
Like,
it's going to take a while for that to settle into my consciousness and for me to like really register that
dude, what? I mean,
he did that.
That party was like 3 weeks ago, and I'm finally telling the story. I didn't forget.
I can pull those questions up.
You got them?
Yeah.
I
Because there was another question on there
uh-oh.
that was this is Alex and Olivia's blank time dating.
Oh, I got that one wrong.
Blank
actually.
time dating.
Like how many times have they dated it, broken up and dated?
Oh.
I got that one wrong.
Oh.
I thought I knew, but
Are
I
you
didn't.
going to give us the answer?
Yeah, I'll tell you the story.
Yes.
It's not. It doesn't make me look good at all.
Oh,
so anybody
okay.
out there that thought I was good, you're wrong.
I don't think I don't think
I did not expect that.
No, so
that just made me lose it.
it's 8th grade. Okay, it's 8th grade. How old are you in 8th grade? Like 13, 14?
Sounds about right.
Whatever.
13.
So her friend told me that she liked me.
Oh,
So
my
I was
God,
like,
dude.
okay. And I said, hey, you want to go out with me? She's like, yeah, I've been waiting for this, like, for years. She was obsessed with me.
Who? Wait, Olivia's friend?
No, Olivia.
Oh, okay.
Olivia's friend told me that she liked me. I had
Gotcha.
no clue. She'd liked me since 6th grade. I've never met her.
Right.
She like stalking me. I don't know. So I was like, hey, you want to go out? And she's like, yeah. I was like, all right. I went home. I'm like, man, this don't feel right. I was like, whatever.
I'm all
So
crossed up.
the next day, I was like, nah. I'm joking.
I'm
We're done. And
We're done.
yeah, it's terrible.
So first stint was a day.
One day. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
So
That was my first
so then I was like,
situation too.
so, but it's so
Less.
interesting because it introduced us.
Right.
So now she like doesn't like me, but we talk.
Mm.
So we talked for about 6 months, and she's like, I hate you, blah, blah, blah. Then I was like, all right, well, I'm sorry. You want to try this again? You want to go out? She's like, sure. We'll try it again.
After 6 months?
After about 6 months.
Because I hate you, right?
Yeah, we were talking the whole time. 2 days later.
No. No, dude. 2 days?
2 days later, I was like, doesn't feel right.
Oh, my God.
Nah, I'm over it. We're done.
We're done.
She was devastated. Rightfully so. I mean, I'm a catch.
Oh,
And
God, Alex. Oh, my God. Get on with it.
So
get on with it.
We continue talking for like a year. And I remember that year went around. We started hanging out at Christmas time, would hang out after school, would hang out. And like, all right, she's starting to like me again after a year.
The conditioning is settling.
And this is, I can't believe I'm telling everybody this. So I remember Valentine's Day rolls around. I went, got a box of donuts, cut up roses, put the roses in the donuts.
Aww.
Show up. I'm like, and I'd apologized a million times before this. I show up on Valentine's Day. Will you go out with me? No.
Got him.
Yeah. I was like, can't blame her. So
you're like, that feels right.
My
the masochism. Tell me no again.
She did. I asked her. My story is I asked her every single day from Valentine's Day to March 8th, 2014.
Dang, dude, that's like almost a whole month.
Yeah.
You asked her out like 30 times.
Every day. I was like, I messed up twice. I get that. Every day. Asked her out.
Twice?
No.
I'd
ask her in person. I'd ask her over text. I'd call her up. I'd ask her. No. And then March 8th, it was like 10 o'clock at night. I was like, hey, will you go out with me? She's like, yeah. I'm like, what? And I'm in bed. I'm like, what? And I pick up the phone and call her. And I said, look, I'm not doing this over text. Will you go out with me? And she's like, yeah.
like, what changed?
Okay, I don't know.
Then the next day you woke up and you're like,
no, that was it.
There's
that
a lesson here. There's a lesson here.
What's the lesson?
Persistence. Dude,
Okay.
he asked her out every day and was rejected almost 30 times.
It's like you wanted to have to work really hard for it.
Yeah, or it was a solid move on her part, and she like curated this like attraction or like
she
the
made
want.
you desire her.
Like it was because she said no that I wanted it more. It was like because the goal was so hard and unattainable, I was like, I have to do this. And then 10 years later, here we are.
Here we are.
Getting married in September.
Woo!
Our engagement party was on our 10-year anniversary.
That's the best.
And it was awesome.
That's adorable.
And you guys are meant to be. I just thought, I promised I would bring up that story at the party.
And
I thought this episode was appropriate.
Just to continue on the Olivia train here, I went to work today, went right from work to school, and right from school to podcast. I'm on my way to school. I realized I forgot my white collared shirt, my uniform for the show.
Right.
So I call her. I say, hey, stop what you're doing. Go get my shirt and take it over to Ryan's house so that when I get there later tonight, I'll have my shirt. She said, okay. I said, get my hat. She argued with me about my hat because I forgot I have 2 of these.
You don't have 3 of them?
No, two with the white trucker.
Oh, right.
Yeah, one's both of them you can't buy because I only wear one-off stuff.
Right. That's your whole shtick is you just
it's
wear
the authority thing.
Right, exactly. It has to be an exclusive, just him. Yeah.
All right, that's enough about me.
That was the Alex hour.
I felt like I had to bring that up.
That is unbelievable. It just paints an even more broad picture.
Do you remember like when we were kids and we were going to prom together, like how exciting it was with our group of friends?
Yeah.
Like at least my senior year, because you were a junior, we all, and it's like 20 minutes.
This dude put a timer on.
And then went into overtime.
He had an alarm.
That's alarming.
It is alarming.
Honestly, man, there is nobody in the world like you.
That's a fact, man.
That's true.
Don't make me start crying.
Well, I mean, it could go. I wasn't necessarily giving you a compliment there. So, but no, in all seriousness, man, that's hilarious. So we got the what ifs.
Woo! I'm reading my questions from that questionnaire.
It's been a minute. It has been a minute since we've done a what if, but fuck it, we're here. It's gonna be fun.
We have talked it over extensively, and at least for this episode, we're going to be doing all Patreon jar. I feel like we did that last time.
We've definitely
No, we mixed it up last time. I remember vividly.
Okay.
Vividly.
Vividly.
What was I wearing?
Honestly, I think it was the same shirt.
Okay.
I'm gonna look it up.
Okay. If you're right, dude, I'm just going to bow before you like Lisan al-Gaib.
Yeah, so this episode is all going to be submissions from our Discord through our Patreon, patreon.com/Bledsoe said so.
Oh, I just thought to say something. On our Discord, we had an event the other night. If you wanted to
Oh,
go
yeah.
into that a little bit.
Yeah, we had an event the other night where for the first... So we try to do every like month or two, we'll do some kind of event where we hang out with as many people in the Discord that can make it. It's usually some form of like voice chat. Sometimes we like play games. Sometimes we've watched movies before. But most of the time it's just like hop in and chat with everybody and just talk or whatever. But this last time, which was what, last week?
Monday,
yeah.
the other day.
We had a cool idea. We sat here in the studio, you know, because we live close by now. We sat right here and we turned on the camera, and it was kind of like a live episode of Bledsoe Said So, but we were interacting with the chat. People were chatting and sending messages and GIFs and like goofs and gaffs. And then we started kind of pulling people in one-on-one and just spending a few minutes talking to people. It was so much fun.
It was very fun. It really did feel like an episode.
It did.
Even though we went for 2 hours,
Yeah.
it went by like that. And at the end of it, I mean, it's like it was late in the night and we got stuff going on. But at the end of it, I was like, dang, dude, like that could have went on another 2 hours. And
Absolutely.
It went by so fast. It was so fun.
I'm looking forward to doing that in the future and going even longer.
Yeah, for sure. And like this is just one iteration of some of the wonderful things that we're going to be able to implement now that Nick lives here. And we've got some other ideas we're cooking up.
Yes.
But-
Patreon.com/Bledsoe said so for some more cool stuff.
Ryan,
Yes, sir.
get ready to bow down, my friend.
He was wearing that shirt?
Same exact shirt.
You're lying.
I got the receipts right here.
You're lying. Show me. Oh my God. For the listener, Ryan is bowing before
Oh, the
Alex.
camera's there. The camera does not see Ryan anymore.
Right. That's why I said for the listener. Man, dude. I'm honestly shocked.
There will be signs and wonders.
I'm psychic. I am psychic.
That got me, dude. You're still Gar.
I'm still going.
Oh,
Oh my God.
That was unbelievable.
I actually, another miracle. I just lost the question.
I don't know.
I
if
got
But
it.
I
Don't-
read
I got
it.
it. Don't
I
worry.
read
I
it
got
though.
I
I
got
know it. Hey, you know what? I'll show you a miracle. I'm gonna quote the question.
Oh, okay.
Don't you touch it or you'll lose your hand.
What is
I wanted to
happening?
prove that I could quote the question.
What is happening this episode?
What?
He said, "Don't touch it or you'll lose your hand."
You got to send a message.
Oh God. Okay.
Horse's head is old school.
What was the question?
From Chiron Phoenix.
Chiron Phoenix. Thank you.
What if there is only one thing? And something about the illusion of separation. What's it say, man?
And our life is an illusion of separation. What
There
if
you go.
there is only one thing and our life is an illusion of separation? Chiron Phoenix.
This has been discussed for eons, for forever,
Since the beginning.
since the beginning, and through like many different lenses. And it's something that I actually think about a lot for some reason, because even like scientifically, like string theory, like look at string theory. It's the whole of string theory is essentially like if you zoom in the absolute farthest that you can on any cell or any multicellular organism or anything in the world, anything at all, everything is made of just tiny little like subparticle strings.
Right.
which would be the one thing, that everything is made of. But from a philosophical lens or like an occult lens, it's like you could look at it as everything is soul.
Right.
Everything is the mind.
Or as an alchemy, they call it Azoth.
Do they? That's like what?
Yeah, it's like the force.
Yeah, like the life force of everything.
Yeah, the intelligence. Yeah, it's Azoth. It's the principle that animates the universe. And yeah, I mean, I do believe that that's intrinsically true. I think it's like at this point with all of the knowledge that exists so far back in the ancient world, and sure, most people aren't aware of it. That's the key here, is getting people aware of it. But I think like the onus is to disprove it at this point, right?
Yeah. And then, like, there's multiple ways that people have interpreted this. People, I've heard like everything is light, everything is energy. There's many lenses.
Consciousness.
Yeah, everything is consciousness. I think that the whole like Azoth alchemy angle is like, that's kind of what I like feel, at least, if I try to think about it and think like intuitively what resonates with me, like everything is like spirit, or everything is, spirit energy, whatever you want to call it. Like, the whole Plato's cave thing,
We talked about it in the dreams episode recently. Like even Hinduism being the oldest recorded religion, obviously that there's an argument to be made that maybe there are wisdom traditions that could be older than all of them. I'm not saying that's not true or not possible, but I'm just saying mainstream recorded religions, Hinduism is the oldest. It's at least 5,000 years old.
Yeah.
And that's just like, I want to say that's just when the texts were written. Like it was orally transmitted for a very long time. And it's the basis of their cosmology is that this is just all the dream of God. It's all the dream of Brahma,
Yeah.
Like if that's true, if that's the case, just from a psychology perspective, when you have a dream at night and you have a cast of characters in your dream, they're all different parts of your psyche.
Yes.
They're all different characters of your mind. Yeah, they're all one thing.
They're representations of your subconscious.
With the illusion of being separate.
Absolutely. Yeah. That's where it gets weird, the whole illusion of separation thing, because then you get into like, what is matter? Matter is essentially just like energy that's vibrating slow enough to create an illusion of matter. But did you know, I learned recently that cells literally never touch.
Really?
They do not touch.
I mean, that makes
that's true.
sense.
You go like this and put your hands together and you're like, no, they're definitely touching. But like, no, cells do not touch.
Wow.
Ever. Like, it's unbelievable.
That's weird.
It's the illusion of separation. Even scientifically, matter is described as an illusion. From everything that we know fundamentally about science, like it's not like, it's weird. It breaks the concept of like what is real and what's not real.
So somebody was tripping out the other day.
You lost your hat.
Yeah, I got hot.
Oh, okay.
Somebody was tripping out the other day because of the words that they use to describe our bodies that basically force this separation language on you. Like you're made of cells, but cells, like a cell, is somewhere you sit in solitude. So you have all of these words for things that describe you that go along with this illusion of separation.
Damn, dude, you're a poet and you didn't even know it.
I definitely saw that online somewhere. I'm not taking credit.
I'm just tripping because how can you become something you already are? Because he said he got hot.
Oh my gosh.
Are you blushing now?
I've been blushing since the beginning of this episode.
That's a great question, though.
Great question, Chiron Phoenix. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
That's a banger right there.
You got me pondering.
Is it my turn?
Yeah.
Woo, let's do another one. Don't what? I'm not allowed
Nothing,
to.
man.
I'm not allowed to like exclaim enthusiastically.
I'm not allowed to giggle.
Yeah. What's your?
Maybe I'm giggling with you.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Not at you necessarily.
All right, here we go. This one is from. Is that Joey Cavs?
Yeah.
Cavs. Joey Cavs. Shout out.
Shout out Joey Cavs. Patreon.com/Bledsoe said so inside the Discord.
Joey.
What if we are incarnated here to learn master thoughts?
To learn to master thoughts. I have bad writing.
I was like, that sounds cool. What's a master thought?
No, it's to learn to master our thoughts.
What if we are incarnated here to learn to master thoughts, because in higher realms, thoughts manifest quicker and negative thoughts would have detrimental effects on the universe. Ooh. So higher realms thoughts. Oh, in higher realms, thoughts manifest quicker and negative thoughts would have detrimental effects on the universe.
That's interesting to think about. I mean, how could we ever know that, right? It's just speculation, but it makes a lot of sense. Like, especially when you get into the story of Atlantis, right? Even though there's so many different versions of it, when you look at like Helena Blavatsky's version or Edgar Cayce, they all have this same story that's like, we were at the peak of our evolution, our evolutionary form of consciousness, whatever version we manifested as. And the idea is that we were more spiritual beings. We were less corporeal and we were more psychic, or you could say magical or whatever. Mm-hmm. And the story there is that there was a group who were basically like black magicians who self-serving, egotistical, they had animalistic desires and wanted to gain from their abilities, basically caused like the destruction of it all. Like it's a similar concept, but I mean, if that's true, that's literally, it makes sense.
Yeah, we've talked a lot about like, the reality that we live in is mental. There's a lot of discussion about everything is mental and manifestation, and that's how all of that stuff works.
Where your mind goes, energy flows.
Yes.
So your literal mission here, I think, is to master thought.
Yeah.
And coupled with my favorite quote that I mentioned some time ago, you suffer more in your imagination than you do in reality. So I think that might be evidence, if I remember the question correctly, that is true. Because if you think of your mind as a etheric space, then you're causing more suffering thinking negatively quicker up here in the ether, in your mind, than you are physically in reality.
Yeah.
So mastering your thoughts is the goal.
Yeah. And honestly, like, mastering your thoughts, like, that's one of the most difficult things that I could imagine mastering. Think about, like, I don't know, there's infinite examples of this, but think about, like, meditation, for instance. How
shit's hard.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, I mean, like the classic sit down and think about nothing meditation.
Of course, right, right. Like hard. The whole concept of trying to like clear your mind and like enjoy a moment. It's like there are these branch off types of meditation that are now kind of like more focused on like acknowledge your thoughts and like see them pass by you and things like that. But the whole practice is to learn how to deal with your thoughts. And it's just like such a behemoth. Like I feel like that's like low key enlightenment. Like when you master your thoughts.
Yeah.
I can't. I have trouble thinking of something that would be more difficult than mastering your thoughts.
Well, because you haven't mastered your thoughts.
That's true. I guess I just won't know until I master my thoughts.
Yeah. Then you'll see it clearly.
Yeah. It's like
as plain as day.
Things because there's this whole concept of like there's 3 yous. There's like the conscious you, the subconscious you, and then there's like the viewer of of all of it. There's like thoughts like just like bombarding you from like randomly. Things will just pop into your head. You're like, where did that come from?
And it feels like it's not you.
Yes, it feels like it's not you. But then like a lot of people will judge themselves for their thoughts.
Right.
Even if it's something that just like pops into their mind and they're like, why, I'm crazy. I must be crazy because I'm having these thoughts.
Like sometimes I want to do ridiculous things in traffic.
Yes.
It's just not me. The thought just popped in there.
Oh, dude, pretty much everybody I've ever talked to is like, yeah, you ever have that thing where you're driving and you just want to like pull the steering wheel and crash? Like you're not actually.
It's called the Thanatos principle in psychology.
Really?
Yeah. There's like studies on this that, it's like you ever standing up on a ledge and you're just like, what if I just jumped?
Yeah.
It doesn't mean you actually want to do it.
Or you're like using a blender and you're like, what if I just stuck my hand inside of this while it's like going?
Yeah, it's the Thanatos principle. It's like how subconsciously we're aware of death at all times.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's a natural urge. It's a natural curiosity.
Right. It's really like a defense mechanism to like warn you of like the worst case scenario type thing.
Right.
But a lot of people will like judge themselves for having thoughts like that or other random thoughts in their mind.
That's what the whole movie Turning Red's about.
It is.
Literally.
Great movie. Great
Literally.
movie. It is. That's a really good example.
Thanatos is a Greek god of death, by the way.
Yes.
For those who weren't aware.
Oh, yes.
But that's something my dad is very big on, like to shine a light on how he is in private. He is very big on, like, literally how you think about other people when they're not around. Like, not how you speak even, but how you think about them. He's so big on, like, don't judge. That's why I'm always saying that. It's because he beat it into my head. Don't judge people. You can't make somebody be what you want them to be. You have to love people for who you are. You have to change your thoughts about them. And it took me a long time to really like believe that, and it's hard to master.
It is very hard to master, but it's like one of the most important things that you can do in your life. Like your life, you will become an infinitely happier person when you start to notice the little judgments you may have, or even big judgments you may have about people around you. Like, ultimately, life is really, really hard, but it's also really, really beautiful, and there's beauty in every aspect of every person. Like, it's true, and they may be very different from you, and it may make you very, very uncomfortable, but like, we all know how important it is to feel loved and cared and accepted, and like giving that to people is the best gift that you could give. Just
That's
like
well
love
said.
them, accept
You had
them.
Alex moaning.
No, well, I wanted to say too, Ryan, while we're on you brought up your dad, and I just want to say for all the people out there and all the rumors, he is doing well.
What rumors?
So he's been quiet, and so people are like worried.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I've
I
been
did
reading
see a
some
little bit of
comments.
that.
So
No, he's
your
great.
dad is doing well.
He's doing very well.
He's great. Yeah.
He's been living with me for the last week. We've been working on my new house.
Yeah, he's hard at work.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
doing great.
He's a very busy guy.
Yeah, for sure.
He's got, it's like, I can understand, it's like he posts orb videos every day for a while. And I imagine that for a lot of people out there in the world who don't see this kind of thing, they're waiting to see the next video.
Yes.
I think about this because I didn't think about it like that, because I was so used to the trauma of being ridiculed and criticized. But anyway, it's like I could understand why he stops posting and people become worried. But the reality is he's still getting the videos. He's still out there. He's just taking a break from dealing with social media. You ever ran a social media, even your own? And
taxing.
and actually tried to get out there. Like, it's very mentally taxing, and he just needs a break, and he's just trying to enjoy life for a while.
I actually deleted mine off my phone last week.
Really?
Yeah, too much time. So
Yeah, it's a big commitment.
it'll go back on because I feel bad because we have the podcast and like there's some level of responsibility for like keeping up with that stuff. But like I'm taking a break for a little while.
Yeah.
Mostly,
it's good to
though,
take breaks.
it's a mental commitment.
Absolutely.
It's not even that it's like a commitment. Like, sure, you got to do stuff, and I don't even really post on my Instagram a whole lot because of the mental tax and the drain and the commitment. I post when I feel moved to post anymore. I don't care about growing
for sure
the Instagram following and trying to like this or that or the other. And Dad's the same way. It's just like we're doing our thing. We're putting out there whatever we want to put out there, and we don't owe anybody anything.
For sure. That's a weird thing about social media where people feel like they like have to post stuff, and so they'll just put together whatever just to post it. And yeah, I go months sometimes. It's very mentally taxing. But
Give me the jar.
thank you, Joey Cavs. That was a really good question.
Yeah, it was.
And that was a fun one. Alex is pulling one. Woo woo! Back in the what if train, y'all. It's been a minute. I'm excited.
Yeah, it has been.
It's fun. What we got?
All right, this one is from inside the Discord, inside the Patreon, to the stars 87.
Hey.
All right.
I was highlighting.
Hang
the
on, let me
name.
hit the soundboard here.
What?
What if the edge of the universe wasn't the end, but the beginning?
Ooh.
Wow.
That could be interpreted a couple ways. You get to the edge of the universe, and it's the beginning of that universe, or the beginning of another universe. How do you interpret that?
I don't. You can call me crazy. I don't really quite know where I land on space.
Hold up. What are you talking about?
I don't know.
Well, we're talking about traveling to the end of the universe.
Yeah, but
You believe in the universe.
I mean, I don't know how big it is. That's my thing.
Okay.
Well, I mean, if
okay.
it's a foot or if it's a light year, there's still an end to it theoretically, right? I mean,
So then, okay, so this is.
so what happens when you get to the end of the yardstick there?
This is making me think like Horton Hears a Who type thing.
What are you saying
Like,
right now?
our universe is this jar.
Okay.
Right next to it's another jar,
Oh.
and we're all on a dandelion.
I
Little
see.
pods,
I
pod universes, butted up next to each other. Wouldn't it be crazy if we could see other planets,
Oh,
like we would other
dude.
countries? Imagine the news. You know how we have
They're partying
world,
on Mars.
we have world news. You've got all these things going on. We've got a 24-hour news cycle for the world. Imagine if we had other planets we had to monitor and create monetization off of news.
You know what it'd be like? It'd be like there's weapons of mass destruction on Pluto.
Yeah.
We got to go invade.
Yep. It would just be the same thing as it is now on a larger scale.
Yeah.
Or it could be a utopia like Star Trek. Like it's like I don't know if I would call it a utopia because there's like evil aliens and stuff.
Yeah, aren't there like bad guys and stuff?
There are, but like humanity.
Oh, they threaten the authority.
Yes.
I would say though that if that does have, eventually we find, sophisticated life and whatever, I think high up on the priority list is making lightsabers real.
That's already a thing. They did it. It's done. It's done. They did it. And so in recent years, there have been like multiple, like, it's a real lightsaber. But like most of them had like a giant power cord coming out of them. And it's like, okay. And it was really just like a torch or whatever. But
I've seen them.
you know what I'm saying? Like for years, it's just been that. But like very recently, they have one that has no cord, no nothing. And it's like actually like when you touch it, there's resistant. Like when you touch it,
They can like touch each other.
I don't know about
like
that.
if two of them were to clash.
I don't know that probably wouldn't happen. I don't know, but
That's
it's
probably
a thing,
not
bro.
possible.
No, it's just like heat and light, Like even technically, and obviously this is a weird nitpick, but like even in Star Wars, it's like how are those bouncing off? It's just light.
Right.
How are those bouncing? How's it bounce off anything?
Well, it's a saber too.
It is, but it's light.
Yeah, but it's a sword.
But okay,
It is.
and in the beginning, I'm having a hard time wrapping my mind around this.
I mean, it's like a toroidal field. It's like damn King Kong versus Godzilla. You know what I mean?
Okay.
They go down into the ocean
I don't.
and they get to you don't know, you hadn't seen it or you don't know, or both.
I hadn't seen it, but I can try to picture it, and I'm not quite there yet. But you're not finished, so I might get there.
It's like they go down to the bottom of the ocean and they go through a portal and it's like whoop, they're in a different
See,
realm.
I would buy that though in real life.
It's as above, so below, bro. Like,
Yeah, I would buy that if you told me there's a portal in the ocean.
you know what? I know this isn't
I believe
pertaining
it.
to the question, but I can't remember if I saw it on Reddit or if I saw it on TikTok or what, but it was like somebody who used to work. Now, granted, I am loosely paraphrasing here. It was like they worked at NASA or the Navy or something, and they were trying to do like deep ocean mapping, like way down, miles down, like farther than
Like what James Cameron be doing.
Yeah, no, I am
Farther.
anti-space exploration and pro-ocean exploration, just for the record.
All right, everybody note
Jot that down.
Jot that down. Yeah, write that. You do not want to forget. The record is sacred.
Jot that down.
Yeah, write it.
Yeah, digitize it.
So no, tell me more. I want to know more about this map.
They were doing deep ocean exploration, trying to chart like abysses and stuff. And apparently they found horrific, super intelligent cephalopod creatures that were extremely dangerous.
Oh my god!
In what sense?
Like
they
in
got
the sense
teeth,
that
or they'll break you apart with their mind.
no, neither. Well, maybe they have teeth, but they were just like imagine something that's like so intelligent it knows how to dismantle a submarine.
Oh,
You know what I mean? Stuff like that.
Like literally the Kraken.
Yeah, I guess.
my-
Like literally the demon Kraken from I almost said Johnny Depp.
from Johnny Depp.
Johnny Depp.
Yeah, I could smell you were about to say it, dude.
Davy Jones.
The demon Kraken from Johnny Depp.
Dude, that is crazy.
That's the most absurd sentence I've ever heard.
Yeah, it is. It may very well be.
Other than the 20-minute thing.
And one of the scariest things I can imagine is a hyper intelligent cephalopod dismantling your submarine.
It's
And
crazy.
people are scared of sharks.
I know.
Well, the people
Sharks
would
are
be
scary
me.
too. What?
People would be me.
Right. You're smart to be scared
And they
of
got
sharks.
big teeth. And
They
also,
do.
I've seen a bunch of them. I'm not seeing
Right.
one of these cephalopods.
Right.
I rest my case and jot that down.
Oh, damn.
I'm very interested though, and I'm gonna go look into this.
You just
on
got
my own
got.
time.
But my point in saying that is like there's a whole world down there that we're not aware of, you
Mm-hmm.
know, and it is as above, so below. It's like it's like I imagine that space would be the same thing, and I tend to think that this 100% inherently is a consciousness based simulation. Like
What are your thoughts on the multiverse?
I believe in it. I mean, if there's other dimensions, then it's kind of like another universe, right?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like that,
I mean, what's
yeah.
our definition here? I'm not
Isn't
a
that
quantum physicist.
The butterfly
so-
effect thing.
No,
No,
it's different.
Not necessarily, no. But yeah, so according to quantum physics, which some people consider fringe, I almost said cringe. Some people
It is not cringe.
It's not.
I'm sure some
It's-
people consider
it's
it cringe.
Very interesting.
If you consider quantum physics cringe,
you're cringe.
yeah,
That's honestly
you're
it.
cringe. Jot that down.
Jot, jot it down. You guys have a lot of writing to do. But yes, so even in quantum physics, the multiverse theory is like a strong theory. It's right up there next to string theory, where essentially there's like a possibly infinite number of universes. Some people think it's infinite. Some people think it's like specifically like 9 or 11 or
Right.
something like that. You've heard that?
Yeah. Isn't string theory like there's 11
Yes.
universes or
Yeah.
dimensions?
But then there's also just as many, if not more, theories that there's infinite number of universes. The thing that I've always pondered about like the multiverse is that what separates those dimensions? You know, you hear things like there are portals that are doors to these other dimensions. But then you'll also hear other things that say like that other dimensions are like layered over our dimension, our reality. It's like literally around you right now. You just can't see it or experience it because it's in a different dimension, but occupying the same space or whatever. I feel like out of both of those, the one that makes the most sense to me would be that they're somewhere else. Do you know what I'm saying?
That the dimensions are not layered? Because I think that they are. I think
Okay,
that it's
well-
like I think that there's an invisible spiritual world all around us.
Well, yeah.
Like an avatar.
I don't.
Are you saying like, oh, here's another dimension where there's another version of me living a whole life?
Right.
Yeah, that would be somewhere else. I agree with
Right. I think that
Yeah.
both could simultaneously make sense. It just kind of depends on if you consider the spirit realm like an alternate universe. You know, I feel
That's
like
what I'm saying. It's a definition problem.
it is. It is. I feel
It's all
like
speculation.
yes. I feel like the spirit realm is definitely something that's like layered on top of our reality or below our reality. And, you know, it's like coexisting. But as far as the whole like multiverse theory where there's like infinite versions of you or whatever, that, I don't know.
There's a version of you that starred in Space Jam 3.
There is. And I was like the basketball star.
Yeah.
Like that. Yeah, I was the star. It was Michael Jordan and then LeBron James and then me.
Yes.
I want to visit that reality.
I do too, man.
I really do. I want to see me like thriving in that way. What am I like 7 feet tall?
Yeah.
Oh, damn, dude. I want to go there.
Yeah, man. You play for what team do you play for again, man?
Yeah.
It's not the Lakers. I'm trying to think
Of course. You remember, though.
I don't know that many basketball teams.
I know, but you remember.
It's
Hey.
isn't it like the 69ers?
Yes, of course.
Or what's
Of
that
course it
team?
is. No,
the
that's
49ers.
That's football.
That's football?
69.
But-
I'm pretty sure it's 76ers.
I thought it was. That is definitely the 69ers in this
in
universe.
this universe, sure. For sure it
It's
is. Yeah, that was it.
it's the 76ers.
Not in this
No,
universe.
no,
It's
no,
the
no. You're wrong.
69ers.
You're wrong. Lame. You don't know anything about sports.
Yeah, and in his world.
Yeah, in my universe.
I think if
Can I have your autograph?
Yeah, no. You can't. Because of that timer story? No. you
he
can't.
stopped giving autographs.
I did. It became too much.
It was way too much.
It really was. It's
Yeah.
just like
You just
God,
gotta live
leave me
your life.
alone, man. I'm just trying to live a normal life. I know I'm good at basketball and I can hang out with the Looney Tunes, but leave me alone.
Sometimes you just want to go to the grocery store like everybody else,
like
man.
a
and-
normal guy.
yeah.
You know? And you leave me alone.
It's a banana, Michael. What does it cost?
Sorry, I was-
$10.
Sorry, I was channeling my alternate universe self. Sorry.
Yeah,
I'm back. I'm back.
I'm gonna miss some damn Looney Tunes, man.
Yeah, me too. All right, your
Whose turn
turn.
is it?
If the spirit, well, I got one more thing to say about that question.
Oh,
'cause
please.
If the spiritual law, as above, so below, is true, and I do think it is. I think it's the most important spiritual law that we can use to understand these things. That's what it says in the Kybalion, right? It's like if you ponder as above, so below, it'll open the doorway to understanding the higher realities, right? And I do believe that. And if that's true, then what that basically means is, if you're new to the show or you hadn't been here a while yet, it means that the higher realms, or rather the lower realms, the lower dimensions are like a mirror image or like a fractal of the higher realms, right? So think about it like the macrocosm versus the microcosm. Think about it like you have a city versus a state versus a country versus a continent versus a planet,
Right.
you know, and it keeps going up and up. But then you can also go all the way down infinitely. You look at the cell and you zoom down and you get on their level and you see billions of them, and it's this infinite little world inside of your body. And then if you zoom in on one of those, like you were saying, string theory, it's another infinite little world inside of them. So it has to exist in that way in the universe. So like maybe let's just pretend that, you know, hypothetically the model of the universe we're given is true, and we can get in this ship and we can just go all the way to the end of it. It might take 50 billion lifetimes, but assuming that we can make the journey.
Yeah.
Right? I feel like it's infinite evolution is happening based on conscious observation, right? So even like you have some forest in the Amazon that's never been seen.
Right.
It's never been touched.
Mm-hmm.
Sure, it exists. There's animals. There's trees. There's overgrowth and all this jungle, right? But what would happen if we were to show up there? Then we would start trimming the jungle. We would start evolving it, right? We would
Right.
start putting up buildings. We would start changing the literal structure of this area, and over time, infinitely, it would constantly evolve and change and change and change. And every time we find these new frontiers, we evolve them, right? I mean, more or less.
Yeah.
I feel like what would happen if we were to get into a ship and we would go all the way to the edge of the universe? It would keep being observed.
Right.
Right? It would just keep being observed. And I feel like if this is a consciousness-based simulation, like it's just going to keep going as it's observed.
Yeah.
Right? If
Gonna,
that,
like keep rendering.
but then I don't know, because I often contemplate, can we even get in a physical metal vessel and fly out of there? I wonder if this is the realm and those are just like
That's my
luminaries.
thought.
You know, like I'm open to both. I can't ever know
Right.
until I'm dead.
Right.
Right? We really can't know these answers
And
until we
even
die.
then, gosh, I'd be so bummed if you didn't find out.
Well, yeah, you won't. But
But I won't
You
be
know what
bummed.
I'm saying? But
right.
yeah.
Damn it.
Anyway, great question.
Yes, great one. Great one, great one.
Now I got
great
to think about that.
one.
I like to see you think.
They hate it when I ponder.
I like to see the muscles on your forehead. They're working overtime.
Yeah. The throbbing veins in your forehead.
I'm
When he's
scared.
thinking.
I'm scared
Right.
to put the camera on me now.
It's on you. Oh, well, maybe they not on you, but I can see you in the camera. And it's flattering. Is it my turn?
Yes.
Oh, let's give a shout out.
Okay.
Read that name right there. And make it good.
Blake Powers.
See? Space Jam 3.
Wait, what?
That was your basketball voice.
Oh, okay.
What if every video game was a channeled experience into another dimension? Okay.
Oh, this is kind of similar.
So the first question we had with life separation illusion thing, that first started making me think about death. Then started making me think about what if you just take the headset off one day and you're in an arcade.
Right. Like that.
Rick and Morty episode.
Yes. Where he
Yeah.
lives an entire lifetime, and then he comes out and he's like, "Oh my God, what just happened?"
I love
I
that
feel
episode.
like certain psychedelics induce that feeling.
What feel? Oh, that you're like visiting on some other
that,
life.
That you're literally just playing a game in a, like, you are God experiencing this, and that someday you take the headset off.
Well, that's like
And take a break from gaming.
right.
Right. And you get to go, like, let me take a break.
Yeah.
And
You know what I
sleep.
mean?
Then the universe ends, right? That's the story. When Brahma wakes up from the dream, it all ceases to exist.
Epic.
But
something exists because you woke up from the dream.
I don't know.
Am I reading into that too?
But I mean, a dream doesn't exist once you wake up from it. It's gone. It existed in some form.
But if the
I've been
multiverse
having-
is true,
Right.
then it still exists.
Right.
So you just go from one to another.
Right.
You were just accessing it.
Right.
But the question, boys, the freaking
Sorry, Blake.
question.
Sorry,
Yeah.
Blake.
I wonder, like, here's how I see it. With the current technology that we have in games, it's just a bunch of really sexy ones and zeros.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just a bunch of commands saying do this. Like, I feel like because of the nature of bugs and the limitations of technology that we have today, I don't know that I would go so far as to say that games are like a channeled experience. I mean, it's just a bunch of input commands.
Well, okay, but let's look a little bit deeper with it though. Yes, they are just like commands and ones and zeros, but it is still, video games are still an art form.
For sure.
And often they have a story. And so here's my thought. You're playing Zelda Ocarina of Time and you're just, woohoo, I'm playing whatever. But like that idea like struck someone, you know.
The power of the story. Yeah, the archetypal expression on the
Yes.
mind. Yeah, that's a good point.
That story, the story of Zelda, the like,
Or God of War or
yeah.
whatever.
Yeah, I mean,
The way it hits you.
They are channeling these archetypal concepts like from the divine. Like there are, you know, we talk about it with movies and video games and TV shows, and we love to do that on this show. How like divine inspiration of these like core truths of the universe like come through people in the form of art, in the form of different stories and whatever. So in a way, it's like maybe in some abstract way, it is like a form of channeling to like bring that archetypal concept into this realm in the form of a video game.
Yeah, I didn't really think about it that way, but that does make sense. But what I was going to say was I feel like as the technology increases and it removes that barrier of like, oh, this is just a game. Because eventually we're going to hit a point. Dude, I saw a video yesterday and it blew my mind. Like, we all know they've been working on Neuralink forever.
Yeah.
And no, Alex, I'm not trying to get into a conspiracy conversation about Neuralink. I'm just talking
I
about
don't want to. I'm tired.
I'm not trying to say it's good or it's bad. That's not what I'm doing here. I'm just objectively telling the video I saw. And the video I saw was the first guy who had Neuralink implanted. You saw it?
Yes.
Dude, he's like,
amazing.
I don't know what his condition was. I just saw a clip, but he's paralyzed, right?
He's like, I think he was a paraplegic.
He can't
Or
even work. Quadriplegic. Yeah,
quadriplegic,
literally.
yeah.
And they gave him Neuralink, and they were unleashing the functions in stages to try to not overload his brain.
Right.
In the video I saw, he was playing
Civ
Civ and Mario Kart with his mind. Now I'm like, okay, is this just a game anymore? You know, there's no barrier between, like, I'm holding a controller, I'm playing the game, and it's doing something. Like, okay, there's still a barrier because based on the current form of the technology, he has to think the commands.
Right.
Because of the way video games are. But I feel like in the far future, there's going to be some like incredible version of a Neuralink that's not used for evil purposes. Mm-hmm. Because come on, like, we know the world is never going to end. It's just like all the ancient stories, just like the lady and the beings, the world's not going to end. What's going to happen is the darkness of the world, the power, the corruption, they're going to be rooted out over time. This is my understanding of the new age, right? And eventually we will live in a peaceful world where technology is used for good purposes to benefit humanity. I could totally see there being some really good neural interface type technology that really does benefit us, where, dude, we are the game. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Then it's like, okay, channeled experience.
Brother, I just have to say, everything that you just described is Star Trek.
Really?
That is the story of Star Trek. Like, humanity reached a point to where, like, they ended all war, they became one united unit. Like,
but it's good.
And it's all good, and all technological advancement is only for the good of humanity. They did away with, like, weapons and like everything. It's all in the name of, like, exploration and, like, furthering the evolution of, like, humans and human consciousness and their understanding of the universe. It's awesome. Like a utopia.
I feel like that's where we're headed. And not Star Trek, but that concept.
Right. And they have technology where they step into a room and their thoughts just manifest around them. It's called the oh God, I forgot.
Don't put me in there.
Holocron or something. You walk into the room and literally, like, you're
Holocron's the Jedi stuff.
Oh right, yeah. I forget what it's called.
Jedi holocrons.
Right. Yeah, but yeah, you go into this room and it's literally just like you could just imagine your surrounding environment,
All I want to say is when YouTube started, it was pretty awesome.
That's true.
And now you got to watch 40 ads.
What did I just say? What did I just say? That we're the lady, the ancient spiritual
I
prophecies.
just don't want ads in my dreams.
See, you're a doomer. You're a doomer. You're being doomy because you're anticipating that will go on forever, but it won't.
Right.
There's going to be a future where all this greed and corruption is gone.
Okay, no, let's play this. I'm not getting in an argument with you.
I'm not either.
But at some point,
I'm teaching you, son.
The prosthetic technology is going to surpass what we are given organically.
Now we're in cyberpunk. Great.
No, so essentially, if you have enough money to buy stronger limbs, you become a stronger person.
Yeah, cyberpunk, literally.
But then someone puts a back door in all of it and can shut it all down.
Yes, that's
and
cyberpunk.
give you ads in your dreams.
Yes.
Yeah. Then the cyber police gets them. No, I'm just messing around. But yeah, sure. I don't know.
I don't think that we should run from technology, but I think we should. I think the technology has, in some level, replaced the connection with God.
For sure.
And that the connection with God needs to be reestablished for us to properly use technology as a species. Yes. So that the idea of wanting to put ads in people's dreams does not become
that thought
the model.
Even exist anymore.
That doesn't become the norm. It doesn't become how can I exploit more people for more money.
Yeah.
Right.
So
which is our society.
So we got to do away with greed, right? I'm talking big corporations and all that, those models of existence.
Mm-hmm.
That's a tough, without getting into an economic discussion, yes. In purely a like betterment of the world discussion, philosophical discussion, I agree with you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm just talking purely theoretical. I'm not saying this is actually going to happen.
Yeah, it's also interesting that, like, I don't know if you guys did this, but 1 year of my government schooling, the literature class was purely focused on Utopia.
Nice.
And I had to read multiple Utopia books that all end up dystopian.
They all end up dystopian?
All of them. Like, you could basically, thanks for coming to 7th grade, Utopia is impossible. Go to 8th.
You know what is another thought that would lead to that is because it's like, yeah, I mean, it's duality, right? Like there is negativity inherently existent within the human condition. So like even if we had a utopia, dude, there'd still be bad people out there doing shit.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like Star Trek.
Yes.
Right. So yeah,
The Klingons.
Yeah.
Except Worf.
And that's
We love
also...
Worf. We love Worf.
I mean, that's also just because we're here to experience life, right?
Right.
Like not writing off bad things. I'm not condoning bad things, but
You're condemning them?
I am condemning bad things.
What about sacrifice?
Human? We've already covered that.
Okay.
Bless
We condone condemning it.
No. All right.
Yeah.
I there's nothing for me to say anymore.
Yeah.
I just want to say, look, we don't know the future. We really don't. All I do know in my heart of hearts is that there's good ahead for humanity. I really believe it. And you know what? I'd rather believe that than all the negative shit I'm being told I'm supposed to believe.
Man, ain't that the damn truth?
Right?
Yes. Like if nothing else compels you to think positively, it's better than thinking negatively.
Exactly. What do you have to lose?
What do you have to lose? Yes. It's like just believe.
Because you're manifesting everything. Don't manifest negative things.
Exactly.
Yeah, but I'm saying if you break it all down to its simplest form, even if you do away with the manifestation thing, like just think about yourself.
Don't do that.
Obviously.
Hypothetically.
I'm just joking. I'm just joking.
I'm joking. But like think about yourself going through your day. Wouldn't it just be so much better if you just were just like thinking good thoughts and like being kind and you know, being
Having hope for the future, not worried about it all the time.
Yeah. Yeah. If nothing else, like that is way better than ruminating on the negative things or being scared or
Because that leads to wanting to wake up in the morning and wanting to continue.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's very true.
And it's worth continuing.
And it compounds. It's exponential.
If
Yes.
you're thinking positive, even like about the future versus thinking negatively about the future, which what do we call that? Worry
Yes.
or
Fear.
general anxiety
Oh yeah.
or fear. If you're thinking positively, you're more present.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Period.
Like look, just and if that's hard for some people because everybody's different. It's hard for some people to just do that. Just like every day, just make it a habit to just look around and notice the things that like make you happy. Like the green leaves and the sunshine.
Write one of them down.
Yeah.
And then the next day, write 2 down.
Yeah.
It takes faith in the goodness of the universe.
Absolutely. It does.
A lot of people don't have enough faith in that.
Yeah. But start small. If it's hard for you, start small.
And if you don't think it's there, be it. Become it. This is how our full disclosures have been going. And then last week I yelled into the microphone.
Did you?
What?
Yeah. In an effort to hype people up.
Oh, you did. Yeah, you
What'd you
absolutely
yell?
did. No, it was like I don't remember exactly what he said, but it was of the line of like it was on the line of like seize the day, man. If you've been thinking about doing something, do it.
Yeah.
It was,
Oh, yeah. This is your sign.
Do
if
it.
you've been looking for a sign, do it.
yeah,
That's awesome.
that's good.
That's a great place to end the episode.
Well, I mean, it's a definition question, man. Like if you go to the end, is it really the beginning?
That means you're going to start the next episode.
Yeah. Next week.
Next week.
Bye,
All right.
guys.
Bye, guys.
Thank you so much for watching. If you want to see more, check out our other videos.
And before you go, don't forget to subscribe. See you next week. Peace.